So guys, Demetrius Andrade, he's fired up. I don't think he liked the fact that Canelo said what he said to him. And he called Canelo a coward. I think he's taken it to another level by calling Canelo a coward. Canelo's obviously not a coward. And I think it's embarrassing. I think a lot of, I've seen a lot of comments on the video that I made about, Canelo's not ducking Charlo and Andrade, and a lot of, Canelo, the Charlo and Andrade brigade has come onto my channel and started pushing a narrative. Oh, he is ducking. Listen, man, Andrade is nothing special. I've seen boxing for a very long time. Here, let me tell you something. Boxing has become, it's not, a lot of people say it's about race and stuff like that. I don't even think it's like that. Every fighter that's at a decent level has fanboys. They have fanboys. Canelo has his fanboys. Charlo has his fanboys. Andrade has his fanboys. See, the thing is with me, I have certain fighters that I like. I like Khan. I like Pacquiao. I like those fighters. So when I speak about them, I'm a little biased. The difference is I keep it real. I say how it is about Khan. I say how it is about Pacquiao. And I like Canelo. And I say how it is about Canelo. Right? But the fact of the matter is that I look at people's resume. I look at what they've done in the sport. Right? And Canelo's resume is on another level. He's on another level to Andrade. Look at the fights that he's had and look at the fights that Andrade's had. Let's keep it real. Let's be fair. Look at who's done what in the sport of boxing. Now, Andrade goes out. Well, see, now Andrade has said, oh, well, I think he came out and said, well, oh, what had Yildirim done? What had Fielding done? Now he's narrowed it. He's narrowed it. Before he was taking more names. Now he's narrowed it. Because he knows some of the other guys that, that Canelo's fought are all more accomplished than Andrade. Everyone that Canelo's fought is more accomplished than Andrade. And what I mean by more accomplished, what they've achieved and the guys that they've beat, that's more accomplished. It doesn't matter if it was at smaller weight classes. It doesn't matter whether it was at smaller weight classes. They were more accomplished. Sergey Kovalev is more accomplished. Even though he was past it, more accomplished than Andrade. They've beaten better men. They've got better names on their resume. Whereas Andrade's still searching for a signature win. You look at all the names. Mosley, Cotto, Khan, Lara, Trout. All the guys that Canelo has fought, they're all more accomplished. And what I mean by more accomplished? I mean, all of those guys have got names on their resumes or wins that are... a lot of wins that are far better than anything Andrade's done. Andrade's picked up 2 vacant world titles. He beat Cotton Dokwa for the middleweight title. Cotton Dokwa. And some of you fanboys are coming out and saying he beat Cotton Dokwa for the world title at middleweight. And yet you fanboys want to come out and say that, he's accomplished. Not be anyone of any, people say, well, I saw, I don't know, I think your name was Christian on one of my videos. You come out, I think your name was Christian. I can't remember what your name was, but you came out and said, well, look, Jacobs was a B fighter. Golovkin was a B fighter. Khan was a B fighter. And you look at all these guys that he's fighting, Fielding was this, that. Well, then, okay, let's go through Andrade's resume and see what level he's been fighting at. Has he been fighting B-level fighters? Because if Khan, Golovkin, Jacobs, and all those guys are B-level, okay, right? I'll give you Khan and Jacobs. Even Jacobs is a stretch, by the way. I'll give you Khan as a B-level fighter, okay, right? Okay, I'll agree with you on that. Golovkin, B-level fighter? Are you off your mind? Golovkin is a B-level fighter. Do you see how neutral I am? Even though I'm a massive Khan fan, I'll agree with you that Khan, I'll agree that he'd B-level, okay. But Golovkin, B-level. Golovkin. Come on. Come on, let's be real here. Golovkin. Golovkin. One of the greatest middleweights of all time. B-level. Please. See, that's the difference between someone like myself, who's neutral, who's been inspired by somebody like Khan, right? Yeah, I'm still able to call it out how it is. But yeah, a lot of you guys aren't able to call it how it is because you're pushing a narrative. You're pushing an agenda. I'm neutral. I'm neutral. Even the guys that I like, I can agree with you if you make good points. I'm willing to agree. But then when you come out and say Golovkin's a B-level fighter, that's embarrassing now. So Andrade is an A-level fighter. Charlo is an A-level fighter, right? Beating who? But yet, Golovkin's a B-level fighter. You do know that I had Golovkin beating Canelo in the first fight? You do know that, right? So what's Canelo then? Is Canelo a B-level fighter as well? Embarrassing. And that's why I get frustrated on you know, when I'm debating with people, because it sounds like, what are you saying? You're calling Golovkin, who's a legend, a B-level fighter. Yeah, Andrade. Okay, let's go through Andrade's resume. What's Cotton Dokwa? What level fighter is Cotton Dokwa? I'll let you fill in the gaps. Is Cotton Dokwa as good as Khan, Jacobs, Golovkin? Is he as good as that? You guys know your boxing. The Andrade fans, you know boxing, right? Is Cotton Dokwa as good as Khan? Is Cotton Dokwa as good as... Okay, is Liam Williams as good as Khan? Is Liam Williams as good as Golovkin? Liam Williams good as Jacobs? Is Liam Williams good as Cotto? Is Liam Williams as good as Lara? Is Liam Williams as good as Austin Trout? Is Liam Williams even as good as Josecito Lopez? Right? Because to me, Liam Williams is the best guy Andrade's fought. He's never been a world champion. All those other guys that I named were all former world champions. And by the way, Liam Williams is a good fighter. He's a good fighter at a certain level. And to be honest with you, I felt if he had more belief, he could have beaten Andrade. He wobbled him so many times in that fight. And by the way, you said, well, oh, he won a good unanimous decision against Williams. Well, he was supposed to win easily. He was a massive, his performance was worse than what people expected it to be. And Charlo, for example, Charlo's a very good fighter. I like Charlo. I'm a fan of Charlo. And I think Charlo would beat Andrade. But let's not forget, Charlo fought Matt Korobov, who Andy Lee knocked out, right? And a lot of people thought Korobov beat Charlo. Right? So what I'm trying to point out here is that, listen, it's all right. You're going through Canelo's resume and ripping his resume, ripping the fighters that he's fought, right? But imagine if I was to now start going through Andrade's resume. Okay, and there's another point I want to address, fielding. Andrade mentioned that, well, Canelo fought fielding. See, he narrowed it down. He didn't take Khan's name. He didn't take Cotto's name. He didn't take all of those guys' name. Because Andrade knows deep down that those guys are accomplished. Those guys have bigger names than him. He knows. So he went, oh, well, what's fielding done? What's fielding done? Right? Let me tell you something about fielding. Fielding was a WBA regular champion. He wasn't a legitimate champion, but it was at 168. Fielding was at 168. Now, Canelo wanted to win a belt, right? Right? And yes, Fielding isn't as good a fighter as Andrade. He's not as accomplished as Andrade. No way. Yes. But that was a first fight with DAZN. It was kind of like Canelo's, so to speak, a fight where he knew he could grab a belt. Even though he wasn't a legitimate full-weight world champion, because that wasn't a super belt. That was a regular belt. But nevertheless, it was still a belt. And it was Canelo's first fight at super middleweight. Not first fight, sorry. I mean, I think, was it after the Kovalev fight? Or was it... No, I can't remember when. I think it might have been after the Kovalev fight. Or was the Fielding fight first, then Kovalev? Whatever it was, I can't remember now. But... yeah, the fact of the matter is, Fielding had a belt, And Canelo wanted to get hold of that belt. Simple as that, right? And it was his first fight with DAZN, so it was kind of kicking things off. But then after that, he fought Jacobs, Golovkin. No, I think after Fielding, he fought Jacobs. He fought Jacobs, I believe. I'm pretty sure after Fielding, he fought Jacobs. But then look at his resume after that. Jacobs, Kovalev, Golovkin. Like, he's fought, he fought so many top fighters. How can you have a go at, come on, man. He's fought so many top guys after Fielding. Then he fought Callum Smith, Saunders, undefeated former world champions. Guys at the time were undefeated world champions. Callum Smith was the #1 ranked super middleweight. But now, because of the fact that he beat them, oh, well, they were nobody. They were UK Euro bums or whatever people like to say. No, they weren't. Saunders was a good fighter, and so was Callum Smith. And by the way, you put Andrade in the ring with Callum Smith, right? There's a good chance Callum Smith could beat him. Very good chance. After watching that Liam Williams performance, because let me tell you something, Liam Williams isn't as good as Callum Smith. And Callum Smith is 6'4", right? Canelo was big, strong, and you can't hit him, right? Andrade is not got as good a defense as Canelo. You can hit him. Liam Williams hits him. Callum Smith will hit him. And if Callum Smith catches Andrade with a left hook, it's night-night. Or right hand. Because Callum Smith can punch. And I saw Williams trouble Andrade. And like I said, Callum Smith is a better fighter than, Williams. And he's bigger. Liam Williams has come up from 154. Right, Callum Smith is a natural 168 fighter, a natural big 168 fighter. So, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if Andrade beats someone like Callum Smith. And even the Billy Joe fight would be a 50-50 fight with Andrade. I would slightly favor Andrade because I think Andrade is physically bigger than, I think he's a little bit taller than Billy Joe, and I think he's a little bit more explosive than Billy Joe. So I would slightly favor him, but by no, that's a 50-50 fight, so anything can happen. But to make out that Andrade is levels above Callum Smith and Billy Joe, again, is nonsense. What has he done to prove that? Billy Joe's got a better win on his resume than Andrade. For me, 1 or 2 better wins. And Callum Smith definitely got a better win on his resume against George Groves. Groves is a way better fighter than anyone that, Andrade has beat. And by the way, if a prime George Groves fought Andrade, I'll be picking Groves. Because like I said, I haven't seen a lot from Andrade. I've seen him fight at a certain level, yes, and do well against a Cotton Dokwa and guys like that. But for me, he stepped up a little bit against Liam Williams, and his performance was shaky. And Liam Williams is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. But at the end of the day, if you're going to say that Jacobs is a B-level fighter, Khan's a B-level fighter, right? Golovkin's a B-level fighter. All these other guys that he's faced were past. He said, Cotto was past it, Kovalev was past it, right? What does it make Williams then? Because Williams isn't as good as those names that you mentioned. So, like I said, I think you've got to be fair. You've got to be fair when you by no means, listen, I hope Andrade gets a big fight. I hope so then we all find out how good he is. This is by no means me trying to put Andrade down. No, I like Andrade. I like all fighters. But the fact of the matter is like when he's coming out and calling Canelo a coward and ripping Canelo, like at the end of the day, he knows what Canelo wants to do. He wants to become undisputed, right? And I'm pretty sure these Andrade and Charlo fight will happen. And then let me tell you something. A lot of you will be disappointed. Like Billy Joe and his fans were exactly the same prior to the Canelo fight. And Andrade fans exactly the same. This is for me a fan of a fighter culture where they'll say, "Oh, he's ducking our man. He doesn't want to fight him," and then eventually Canelo fights him and then wipes him out, and then he'll be like, "Oh, they'll make some kind of excuse of what happened in the fight or why he won." Because let me tell you something, Andrade ain't beating Canelo Alvarez. I promise you that. I know my boxing. And I know a guy that goes into a ring against Liam Williams, who's a good fighter, and is struggling, is getting wobbled and rocked all over the place, right? Because you put Liam Williams in against Canelo Alvarez, the fight ain't going 12 rounds. It'd be lucky to go 6-7 rounds. And that's no knock on Liam Williams. But it would struggle to go past 6-7 if Canelo fought Williams. I'm telling you. Right? And Liam Williams, like I said, if he believed in himself a little bit more, I believe he would have beaten Andrade. Because Andrade was in certain points in that fight, in certain spots, he was in trouble. And by the way, I have my doubts whether Andrade even beats Jacobs. I have my doubts. I think Jacobs could beat him. So leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to know your opinion about this. But Andrade is not happy. He feels Canelo's not fighting him. I believe the fight eventually will happen. Although Canelo said it won't happen, I believe Canelo will, because I believe it will be a biggish fight. But leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys. And another thing, I'm going to hopefully do a live stream today talking about Demetrius Andrade saying that Canelo didn't take $40 million for the fight. I don't know what truth there is to that. You know, because at the end of the day, it's Andrade that said it. We don't know. Is DAZN come out and confirm that? I don't know. So, at the end of the day, we just don't know. We just don't know. Did Canelo turn down 40 million? I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully someone can come out and confirm. Leave your thoughts. I'm going to do a live stream on it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.